What's up everybody, happy Friday, welcome back to the FOMO Factory. Let's talk about Bitcoin, about the DXY mooning, what that might mean for Bitcoin and altcoins. Let's talk about altcoins, let's talk about how to save money, how to make money. Let's go over it all, because the market is going to offer us a life-changing opportunity. And I really, like the video if you are here, because if you are here, then there is a very solid chance that you're gonna make a lot of money. What stands out to me is that I gained quite some subscribers in the bear market, but the views are not really going up. So the people that felt like, hey man, maybe I should subscribe and watch crypto videos are also the people that, yeah, eventually they left and they gave up anyway. Yeah, these are not the people that are going to make it, because once we have that big opportunity, these people are long gone. And if you are still here, it says something about your persistence. And I think you can be really proud of that, because this is definitely not an easy bear market to be in. The DXY, it has been in a downtrend basically since last year November, right? Which is quite interesting, because Bitcoin has been in an uptrend since then. Right, and as you can see, the DXY was making lower highs and lower lows as well, and now it broke this downtrend, and the DXY is well off to make a higher high right now. Could it come down here? Of course, everything is possible, but with this, the RSI going up again, making a new high as well, I don't know. It doesn't look that fantastic, because for the people that don't know, the DXY is the dollar currency index, and you want to see this go down basically if you want to see volatile assets like crypto and stocks go up. Well, it clearly isn't. If you zoom out on the DXY, you can see that it's basically in a big uptrend since 2008 already, right? So that's the macro major uptrend basically. But the real uptrend here started in May 2021 when Bitcoin had its first, peak top, and Bitcoin had one new top after that in November, which was slightly higher, but then it came down. The DXY has been mooning since then. Finally came down, but it really, like I said, it looked like the downtrend is now over, and it could definitely be that the DXY is going up to 106. Doesn't sound far away from where we are right now, but you have to understand that the DXY didn't went up that much in the last couple of weeks as well, with 4 points, while Bitcoin already came down from $32,000 to $25,000, right? So that's already a downwards move for Bitcoin of 22%. Yeah, based on the DXY on the next target, can Bitcoin go down another 10-15%, put it back at around $22,000? It's possible, right? Could definitely be if that plays out. Yeah, on the same note, the S&P, it's been going down as well. We had this short, relief right here, but it turned out to be a big wick basically, where it went up, and in one daily candle it got slapped back down again. Yeah, which is usually not so good for Bitcoin as well. And Bitcoin is really pushing this $25,000 level right here. And I don't know. In my opinion, it's very likely to break that level eventually, and Bitcoin, often September is not too bullish for crypto as well. We got September ahead, so yeah, is this time going to be different? Yeah, about that, I got a comment on the channel as well. Someone said, it's funny how people still think that it will be exactly the same like the previous cycle. Everybody expects after the halving to moon, it will be too easy. Anyone after this theory make money from 4 to 4 years like a clock will have a surprise. Yeah, and I quite commented on that. Isn't it more funny how every time people think that this time is going to be different and it turns out not to be? When will things then turn different, and what's going to be the reason behind it, right? And that's kind of what I am looking at right now. If we look at Bitcoin, it's very easy for people to say like, well, no, this time is going to be different, otherwise it's too expected. But that's what people said here as well. And then when it does turn out not to be different, that's the expectation, and that's the surprise that people get. Like people here said also like, nah, this time is going to be different. Now we are in the bull market. And again, it was the same where we went down in the last half of the year, of the pre-halving year, like we did here as well, and here as well, right? And that's the surprise, that it's actually not different. So far, the crypto market is, it's like written on the wall, right? halving year, pre-halving year, we go down. Sorry, bear market, we go down. Pre-halving year, first half of the year, we go up. And from August, September, July, August, September, we go down, low, right? Here as well. We have the bottom. First half of the year of the pre-halving year, we go up. Second half of the year from June, July, August, we go down towards lows, right? What do we do now? It's not different so far, right? We have the bottom, we go up half of the year, and then July, August, we go down, right? And we are now in the middle of going down. You know, if this time is going to be different, I feel like, okay, then something has to happen right now, which changes these cycles completely. I don't see it, right? Like you can paste this chart over this chart and it looks quite similar. So I don't know about that, to be honest. If you look at the monthly returns, like that's so nice about charting. It gives you averages. It gives you statistics, right? And we can say, I don't know, Bitcoin, ETF, BlackRock, blah, blah, blah. Good news doesn't really have an effect in a bear market. And by the way, it's pretty likely that the BlackRock ETF gets approved in maybe, you know, Q1 2024, which will be a good narrative for by that time the halving and everything to go up. But overall, if you look at September, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last Septembers that were red, right? Overall, we had 3 green Septembers out of the 13 so far. 12, sorry. So it's like, no, 13. So it's just an average, right? And it doesn't mean we cannot go green this time. But yeah, if you, if it's like football. If you put a very decent team against a very shitty team, yeah, you're also going to bet your money on that the good team is going to win, because these are just the statistics. And if you want to bet on, nobody expects the bad team to win, so I'm going to put my money on that because then I can win more. It's still a worse team. So that's for September as well. October is usually pretty bullish, but it doesn't mean, right? Like, okay, this was red, so we're going to be red right there. This is mostly green, so we're going to be green here. It's not that easy, of course. But also what I do is I look at multiple charts, right? It's not just that I look at this chart and be like, oh yeah, this is what happened here, so this is going to happen right now. But if you overlay multiple cycles and you look at multiple charts and you look at multiple statistics and averages, and they all have quite of the same outcome, then I'm really in the camp of like, okay, this is very likely to happen. And then you base your most of the money on that, of course. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin, let's take a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin right here. So Bitcoin got slapped down from 32K to 25K, give or take, coincidentally in this time of the year, but it can all be coincidence, of course, right? It could be. But Bitcoin is not looking that fantastic right now. I'm not too bullish on this chart. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin dominance is holding up at this 49 kind of percent level. And we had a little bounce over there, exactly where we had this resistance, right? And there are like 2 possibilities when it comes to altcoins, if you ask me. 1, Bitcoin goes down, okay? So what happens when Bitcoin goes down? Well, if Bitcoin goes down, you'll see that the total 3 goes down even harder, right? So Bitcoin goes down like, I don't know, 5%, altcoins go down 15%. Okay, so if you want to be bullish on altcoins, that's not a possibility. So then you would say, okay, Bitcoin goes up, right? Well, if Bitcoin goes up, we see that the dominance also goes up, right? So even if you want to be bullish on altcoins on that thesis, you would say, then why not buy Bitcoin, right? Because if Bitcoin goes up, the dominance goes up. So more money is coming into Bitcoin compared to the rest of the market. So altcoins might go up with it as well, but Bitcoin is going up harder, right? That's what we have seen for basically complete 2023, that Bitcoin is pretty fucking outperforming altcoins pretty bad, right? Like hard. So in this type of the market, I'm just very careful when it comes to altcoins, because I, at the moment, don't see a scenario why it's good to, you know, put your money in a higher risk asset like altcoins while the rewards are lower. Doesn't make sense. So what we need to see for that is the Bitcoin dominance to go down, right? That's what people call an alt season if the dominance goes down. If I look at this chart, what do I see? Well, let's say this is quite comparable to this, right? This was taking longer, but the structure is the same. We were ranging, right? And what happens when you are ranging? When you are ranging, if I can put it on the daily, maybe I can take it back to the daily. Yeah, I can take it back to the daily. So what happened? We were ranging between this 50 and 60% level, like we here were ranging between the 40 and the 50, right? And we were going up, down, and eventually we broke out, right? And what happened is we got a retest at that 50 level, and then we mooned, right? And that's where altcoins got completely destroyed, right? What I see right now is we were ranging up, down. We broke out, we retest, and then we moon. Could be that this is the time where we're gonna moon. It happened to be mid 2019, 4 years ago, 4-year cycle, right? Because what happened here when you overlay Bitcoin, Bitcoin went down here while the dominance was going up. If we see the same right now, and that's why I'm very careful with altcoins, if we do the same, I'm not saying we will, by the way, but so far a lot of things, they are just really the same, right? So I don't want to rule out that this is now going to be different, right? Maybe it will, but what if it's not? Yeah, then altcoiners get wrecked completely. Right? Because if this is going to have the same outcome, then the dominance goes up while Bitcoin goes down. Right? So more money goes from altcoins into Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin is going down, can you imagine how hard altcoins are going down? And that's the final capitulation that could happen on altcoins, right? Being up that hard on the Bitcoin dominance while Bitcoin is going down. And that's a big difference, all right? It's not that you would look at an altcoin, and again, I don't know, let's take Cardano, right? It's not that you look at an altcoin and be like, well, you know, it's now 26 cents. Maybe it can go to, I don't know, 20, just DCA, right? No, that means an altcoin is now 26 cents. It can go to 10, right? Yeah, if you're already DCAing, that's like you first have to throw away 70% of your money. That's not like really what I call strategic dollar costing at all. And I'm betting pretty heavy on the fact that this might happen just because so far it's what happened before. And until literally the day of today, the chart is playing out the exact same way, right? Not even a little bit, but exactly the same. And then I start to feel like, wow, yeah, I'm not going to bet against that now. That would be a really, like, not really that clever from me. So, but yeah, you can, of course, also look at individual altcoins, right? Again, Cardano, right? Yeah, if I look at an individual altcoin, I feel like, okay, well, we have only lower highs right here. So when was the best time to buy? Yeah, none so far, right? We put in a lower low in June, not too long ago. Right? And then people might say like, yeah, well, you know, double bottom here. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin pair. Oh, that's a little different because on the Bitcoin pair, a lot of altcoins are putting in lower lows and lower highs, and Cardano made a lower low here as well, right? And a lot of altcoins are making lower lows as we speak. AVAX puts in a lower low right here. Arweave putting in a lower low right here. And it's not that I pick shit altcoins right now. These are pretty good quality altcoins, right? And of course, there are exceptions of altcoins that outperform the Bitcoin or the crypto market in general, but it's really hard to pick those before they outperform, right? After that, they did that, it's very easy to say like, yeah, well, yeah, this altcoin, of course, this is a good altcoin. Well, there are a lot of good altcoins out there that still go down. Chainlink is a very cute example of how the market can wreck you, because Chainlink, for example, is a good project, and this is actually a project that we need, right? And you might not be really interested in Chainlink itself, but you know, projects, they need oracles, and Chainlink doesn't really have competition out there. So every project is basically using Chainlink, and they need to buy link tokens to pay them to use their platform. Now, if you look at Chainlink, you could say like, wow, well, yeah, you know, this not an accumulation range right now? Like it's going sideways for 1.5 years already since May last year, right? And it's now at the lower side of that range. So isn't it a good buy right now? And that's where where it comes in, that you have to take an extra look at some extra charts, because you might feel like, well, yeah, look, in August, Chainlink was sitting at the same level as now, right? Last year, August. Let's take a look at Chainlink on its Bitcoin pair. What the hell is it doing right here? Last year, August, Chainlink Bitcoin was sitting twice as high. And it fell all the way, right? It even went way lower. So overall, this is absolutely not going sideways. And this has everything to do with the fact that Bitcoin was going up and altcoins were staying flat. So altcoins on their Bitcoin pair are going down. So I can't help but wonder, how would altcoins on their dollar pair look like when Bitcoin now finally really goes down? And then, yeah, I know I repeat a lot of shit on this channel, by the way, because I made 1,000 videos with this. Basically, I can basically just post this video every single day. But sometimes if the market is not changing, yeah, then I cannot really change the content for now a lot as well. I just can remind people like, hey guys, this is how it looks today. Nothing has really changed that much. So still be careful, right? Because these type of moves can get you wrecked, because if it's a lot of people feel like, yeah, Bitcoin boring piece of shit, fuck that, I'm gonna buy altcoins. Well, if it wasn't for Bitcoin, then all these altcoins would go to zero already. The only reason that your altcoin is maybe holding up is because Bitcoin is doing well, right? So give Bitcoin a little more credit than this, right? Because if now Bitcoin goes down, which if I look at all these cycles and how the charts look like, and I don't know, whatever, 22K is something that I think is pretty realistic. And it might not be that far from now. You might think like, yeah, well, you know, we went from 30K, 32 to 25 and altcoins didn't fall that much. Yeah, but that wasn't while the Bitcoin dominance was going up. If this happens, then altcoins 60, 70% crash easy, right? And if that happens, yeah, then your smart dollar costing strategies here don't really apply. So far, it didn't work for anybody. Because guess what? Altcoins are now sitting at lows, especially on the Bitcoin pair. So if you really felt like, oh man, I don't want to miss out on the market, I have FOMO, then you were just better off buying Bitcoin, right? Because now you can buy twice as less Bitcoin with your altcoins. And it doesn't matter if you say like, yeah, but I don't want to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is your gunpowder as well. You could have had twice as much altcoins that you really love. And you loved it so much that you apparently FOMO'd right into the downtrend. If you really love it that much, let it go. It's what they say, right? Like, if you really want, like, for example, take this one, Moonbeam. Okay, a lot of people, I don't know why, but they like Moonbeam. Well, if you really like it that much, don't you want to have as much as possible? Then why are you buying a downtrend? Because you think that, or you gamble that you now bought the dip, you now bought the dip, you now bought the dip. If you have been dollar costing, which you think is very smart, then I have news for you. Your average entry between $40 and 20 cents, right, is somewhere, let's say, I don't know, here. Right? Well, whatever. Let's make it lower. Maybe you did well. Let's say $2. But still, you are down 92%. Your $100 is now $8. Right? My $100 is still $100. I can buy a lot of coins that you like, right? Because I didn't, felt like, oh, I'm missing out on this. It's a bear market. It's an altcoin bear market. The forecast is not that great, but that's what the market does. And it is hard, right? Like if you look at Trader Joe, for example, right? An altcoin that I have made and lost a lot of money with. If you look at Trader Joe, right? It went from 13 cents all the way to 70. It did more than a 5x. People were FOMOing in. People were buying here, right? How do you think this green candle came up? Because people bought here. People were FOMOing in. But now what it's doing, it's slowly fading back from 70 cents all the way to 20 cents again, right? And who says that it can go back to 13 or lower, right? I don't know why not. Right? That's what the market does. They wreck you, they give you hope, and they wreck you again. And people never believe in that reckoning until the reckoning happened. They will call me out, they will call everybody out that says that something is going lower for like, you're a bear or a perma bear or you're, I don't know, whatever you can call, right? And then it happens. And at the end of the day, who's off best? The one that was, you know, carefully waiting. Like crypto is hard. You want to be patient. You don't want to be patient, but you have to be patient. And being patient sucks, especially because, you know, you look at traditional finance like the S&P and it takes a couple of years for you to make 20%. You feel like, man, that's boring, right? Like crypto is that nice roller coaster. I can go in crypto and make or lose a lot of money in a very short time. But what people don't expect with crypto is that here in May, 1.5 years ago, we were at the same level as today. In the meantime, a lot of stuff happened. Bulls got wrecked, bears got wrecked. At the end of the day, we're back as where we were. If you're trading it, nice. But if we're talking about investing, yeah, then it's like having a lot of patience, right? Having a lot of patience. Right? A chart can look like this. And people never believe that it's going here until we are there. And in the meantime, they bought every little dip on the way down. And on the way up, they were like, you see, I'm right. Well, where do we end up eventually? Right? And a lot of altcoins, they are already there. Making new lows, right? Making new lows. I don't know. Making new lows. Yeah, I said a couple of weeks ago, like, don't buy this. And people are like, don't buy this, you're fucking crazy about the dip. Look where we are right now. 3 times as low. Right? And I still feel like don't buy this. Although we look at some charts and you'll be like, yeah, but bruh, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Support here, support here, support here, triple support. Come on. I just look at the Bitcoin pair and I feel like, nah, I don't know, man. Next support is still 18% lower. So even if Bitcoin stays the same and this goes 18% lower, AVAX would be $8, right? But what if Bitcoin goes down? AVAX could easily hit $4, for example. And that's just one example, right? Like there are a lot of coins. Also got, like, I got some shit for Gala, for example. You said don't buy it right here. At 1.5 cents and it went all the way up. Yes, it went all the way up. But, you know, look at what you are in crypto for. Are you trading or are you investing? Because if you are an investor, you can also look at this chart. And Gala did made a lower low 2 weeks ago on its Bitcoin pair. 2 weeks, just 2 weeks ago, right? So when was the best time to buy Gala? 2 weeks ago, right? But maybe in a couple of weeks, we can say the same thing. And that's the thing, like, I'm waiting for a bottom confirmation. And I'm not, like, trying to time the bottom, right? Like, if crypto, if a chart looks like this, right? I'm not trying to pick this. I'm trying to pick this whole area right here and dollar cost there. But I'm not dollar costing here, right? And even if I miss out on this, I can still dollar cost here. I have the same entry, but less risk. It is that easy. It's not that hard. Really, it's not that hard. But shut the fuck your emotions down. Really. Shut your emotions down when it comes to money. Really, because money and emotions are not a great combination. I've been there, I've done that, I lost it all. And therefore I like it because there are so many projects that I like Superverse. I'm pretty bullish on Superverse, on what Elio's building, right? But I was bullish on the project here as well. But now the price is here. And now I feel like, oh yeah, you know, I'm bullish on it. And I can now buy a fuckload if I want. 3 times as much as here. Same goes for Ultra. I'm bullish on it, but... you know, is it like a steady bottom right here? Oh, this whole range, yeah, but it's a big range right here, right? But yeah, be honest, we made a lower low not too long ago. CeDeFi is my biggest bag, right? But if I look at CeDeFi, Yeah, made a low 2 weeks ago. So I feel like, man, if I'm so bullish, I want to have as much as possible. And I don't get as much as possible by buying all the way down, right? And you just have to study the chart a little bit. Like, we're not going to predict on this channel like this is the bottom, but you can study the chart a little bit to say like, hey guys, it's like in a clear downtrend, right? And as long as the trend is not over, then I'm not gambling that this time when I buy, it's now suddenly stopping with going down, right? Like maybe C5, for example, does this right now. Okay, cool. Then I would say, hey guys, time to buy, right? But we at least didn't throw our money away here. Yeah, I missed out on this little piece of shit bottom right here. No, so what? I'm not trying to time it in the first place, right? And you should not try to do the same. Don't do that. Altura also, and that's a beautiful example of FOMO. People were saying, people weren't giving a fuck about Altura here, right? Because it's going down, who cares? Like, who cares? Project isn't doing shit. And then it's going completely against the market, makes in a beautiful double top right here, now coming down, right? But people here were buying these stops because they felt like, oh, Altura is going to make me money. It's doing fantastic. It's now down 35% already. Don't buy the top and don't sell the bottom. But that's what your emotions make you do. Now Altura is going down. And you will see that, I don't know if it's going down back here. Doubt it. But let's say that it does, right? People won't give a fuck about Altura right here. But it's the same project. Here, the developments of the project are, by the way, way better than here. But here, the price isn't performing well. Therefore, you want to step in right there. Because why do you want to step? The price mooned. Then you feel like, okay, now I'm going to step in. Huh? But that's your conviction. Your conviction is going to be tested. Do you have these balls of steel or do you have paper balls? Like, if you have paper balls, they're going to get burned. Right? Steel doesn't burn. But you're going to get wrecked. It's the same thing with Gala. Everybody was talking about Gala here. I remember clear as day. Gala was the shit. Gala was doing 4x. Oh, Gala. Gala is now here. I don't hear that much about Gala anymore. Well, it's a way better entry now than back then. I'm not saying we won't get a better entry even. But if you want to buy it here instead of there. Crypto and emotions. Oh, that's probably going to end up in the thumbnail or the title or something like that. Your emotions will get you wrecked. Okay? Nakamoto games, same. Although it's still in, a bullish pattern right here. We have a lot of tests, right? We tested it here, tested it here, we tested it here. We're now on our way to another test. Can it go to 37 cents or so? Yeah, it could. Right? And a lot of people that maybe chart this feel like, oh yeah, let's buy it right there. Okay, you can, but what if it does this, right? Could happen. So in that case, sometimes you just want to wait and therefore you want to be patient. But you notice that as soon as you start being patient, you save so much money and therefore you're going to make so much money, right? Because if it does do this, you can always, wait for the confirmation and buy, right? But what if it does this and you buy there? You get wrecked anyway. But you can also, if it does this, feel like, hey, nice, now I'm going to buy here. For example, I don't know, this is not necessarily not my best entry here, but it's a better entry than here, right? A lot of people bullish on Nakamoto games. Why? Do they like the project? No, they don't even know shit about the project. It's just the same as Altura. Most people don't even know what Altura does, right? But they're bullish on it because the price goes up while the rest of the market is going down. Okay, but it's not up only and up forever. At a certain point, it will go down, right? We saw with Altura down 35% already. Nakamoto games down 28% already. That's a lot. It's a lot, right? And it could come down, like maybe even from that point to here, it could come down 70%. It's still a very good performer, but you can still lose 70%. And that's purely based on how are you going to play this. Are you going to buy the top or are you going to be a little more patient? And And therefore, a lot of people on this channel as well, they say like, yeah, well, look at Kaspa. You should buy Kaspa. I'm not an idiot. Sorry, no offense. Let me put it like this. I don't even know anything about Kaspa. Really. Why? Because I don't care. I look at Kaspa and I saw it mooning. And I'll be like, yeah, but I don't care what it is. I'm not going to buy the top anyway. It's a bear market. Everything is down 95%. We get sick opportunities right now. And I'm going to buy something at its all-time high? Huh? No. And if it keeps on mooning, then well, fuck that. I missed out on it. It doesn't matter. It's not that it's the only crypto coin out there. Right? And a lot of people, they made a lot of money with it. But still, it went down a lot as well now. Right? Although already down 27%. Right? And this could go down way harder than this. Right? I'm not going to buy such a chart in a bear market. Probably not even in a bull market. But not in a bear market. We have discounts, discount, 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 discount. And you will pick the one most expensive thing that's out there. What's the up and the downside potential? Stupid. Injective, same thing. Injective, well, this is first the Bitcoin pair, but Injective has been outperforming Bitcoin like crazy. Nice. If you bought here. But I'm not buying it here. Come on. That's your emotions that are buying it. Right? Because if I look at a chart like Injective, I don't mind the lines that are not perfect. But this is how it looks. Right? It's been in this range in this case. Right? And that's what people do. They see the bottom, they don't care. They don't even see it. And if they see it, they don't care. They see a top, they're suddenly interested. They buy there. They get wrecked, they don't care anymore. They sell, they see a top again, they care and they buy. Wrong way. You see a bottom, nobody cares. You should care. The top, everybody cares. So people are buying it. That's your opportunity to sell it to these people. Right? We are in this range. If I had Injective, I would sell my complete bag right away. Same goes for Kaspa. I would sell everything. Maybe it goes up higher. So what? You made profits, right? Let it go. Next one. I've been preaching for too long again. Sorry, guys. But if you do like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Patreon members right there. Be part of it. There's a link down below in the description, in the comments. This is basically where we make it. Okay, so you get a lot of exclusive content on how to go from crypto loser to full-time crypto, to call it like that. I don't know how to call it, but there's a lot to check out. So definitely check it out. At least take a look at the tiers and what you get for it. Maybe it's interesting, maybe not. Yeah, then not. Yeah, I want to wrap it up here. Guys, if you have any questions, suggestions, if you disagree with me, nice. Leave a comment. I would like to know what's on your mind as well. See you.